So Katt Williams recently dropped a documentary, and he mentioned well, not a documentary. Boy, did it feel like it.
Oh yeah, that shit was like damn near 3
hours. But he dropped a podcast episode with Shannon Sharpe, and in this episode he mentioned the age of truth, and I think he immediately started going in on comics, cliques, and thieves, and then he touched on the infamous dress that is a blight on Black Hollywood.
Black Hollywood. Well, Black comedians though. I wouldn't even say Black Hollywood because because there's been a decent amount of white comedians who had to put on dresses as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean more so in the Black community, but like there's been a few.
The dress, especially because for those who don't know, in the African American community, the whole dress thing is seen as a bit of a humiliation ritual that African American actors are kind of coerced into participating in. It's emasculating and demeaning, and is a little disrespectful towards both Black men and women. It's nothing to go say, oh, well, the homosexual community is gay. It's not. No, it's not just that. No, it's
because
gay.
It goes back
deeper than that.
Slavery, Jim Crow laws, and something called bucking. Right.
Yes, exactly.
Not going to get into it here. You can look it up yourself. It's pretty despicable. So, and a lot of people equate that to the modern day bucking of a Black man that is in the forefront of Hollywood. It's a way to pretty much to say, hey, you as a Black man, yeah, you're up there, but let's bring you back down a peg and let's remind you where you're really at. The thing is, like, nothing wrong with wearing a dress if you want to wear a dress. It's 2024. Do what the fuck you want to do. Whatever. But it's just odd.
The stigma behind
it's the stigma. It's just odd when you see a lot of Black actors and more so Black comedians perpetuating, constantly getting put in dresses.
Yeah. Internet being the beautiful place that the internet is. Immediately after this interview came up, there was TikToks going up left, right, and center of both Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, both stealing comics bits, whole acts. They stole the whole act. And then to add more salt to the wound, they even stole the concept of fucking Mr. Cooper show.
Yeah. So for those that work, we some old niggas, right? So there was a show like back in the 90s where like Black shows were really, really dominant. It starts out because he's like either a retired basketball player or like a really famous college basketball player.
And then he ends up working in school.
Ends up working in school, I think, as a coach and a substitute. And he eventually...
And it's funny how
he eventually becomes a principal. And if you
watch a certain other show with a certain guy with a mustache face, he comes in... What your ass say? Let me come. I'm a famous musician. I'm here to teach a music class. Now watch me bang the principal.
And he ends up, because he ends up being the principal, the new teacher, then the vice principal, then the principal.
Interesting how that works out. But, you know, Katt Williams exposed that these guys were like a little clique. They were like a gang. If you're from Chicago, Southside, you know a thing or two about cliques and gangs, and you know like who's hanging with who type shit. And that was straight up, they was each other. And now I'm not saying that, you know, you can't do that, because a lot of people do that. They get their homies. They all bring themselves up together. You know, they all put each other on. But at the same time, it's like they're doing this, and they're also taking advantage of new comics by stealing their material and basically gatekeeping the whole scene.
They're taking it plagiarism, because like the smaller comics don't have that voice to where they can even say anything.
They can't.
And then what happens a lot of times is anytime anyone speaks up, either you're a liar or you're crazy. It's just
you're a crackhead.
It's weird to me that like we've seen this over and over throughout the years, like people bringing these things up and exposing the Hollywood secrets and Hollywood and stuff like that, and we just write them off as crazy because a lot of crazies they end up doing crazy stuff. And that we write them off.
I often believe the crazy people. I believe Orlando Brown. I believe Corey. Turns out Corey Feldman was right.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia.
And I believe Katt Williams in this case. I've seen a lot of my friends going, he was a drunk, he's a this, that, and other, he's a crackhead. I know a crackhead. Yeah, but does that stop them from telling the truth?
No, just because you drink or you smoke weed or you do crack doesn't mean it's going to stop you from telling the truth.
Exactly. And, I don't know if he's a crackhead or not.
Nah, nobody.
And,
that's between him and God.
There's this whole edge of truth thing, sticking on that theme. There's even like a case that happened 10 years ago where Monique tried to expose that she was being severely underpaid for her work and her Netflix specials and etc. And then Hollywood quickly blacklisted her, and all her peers was doing her dirty.
What she was saying was just like, now that in retrospect, I understand it a lot better now, but when she was saying it, she was saying, well, I have a Netflix special. I feel like I should get paid like the Dave Chappelle's and the Kevin. I was like, but you're not on that level. You're nowhere near that. But
and I get her delivery might have sucked.
The delivery sucked, but now you understand it's not saying that she's on that level, but she's saying that because she's been in the game and she's like an originator of like black female
she's
comics.
Been in this bitch for a long time.
She's supposed to get paid what she's owed.
Yeah. And, I get it. Like, she's not Dave Chappelle funny, but she's put in the work.
Consistent.
She's put in the work.
Consistent.
A lot more than somebody like a Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I just guess that pretty privilege wasn't on her fucking side.
No.
With Taraji coming out, doing her interview, crying, saying how much she was underpaid. And then this was also, like, corroborated with Terrence Howard doing another separate interview, saying he only got paid $12,000 for Hustle and Flow.
That's crazy because you think about these movies and you just assume that these guys are getting paid millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's like the Harold and Kumar guy. He said he got $10,000.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So a lot of us, like, a lot of these contracts aren't great contracts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when you go against the grain, you
get fucked.
You end up on that blacklist, and it's really hard to come back. Like now Kevin Hart, but the only person we've seen come back from being blacklisted is Dave Chappelle.
It's Dave Chappelle.
Because remember, they said he's crazy. He's crazy. He's on drugs.
To Africa to do drugs.
But it's the same
crack. But it's the same.
It's the same script.
Everybody that they disagree with,
it's the same.
Becomes a crack.
Crazy.
Now we got Diddy. All the shit with Diddy.
Everything that's going on. That's a continuous just downward spiral. And there's just like so much
coming
stuff
out
that's
over
coming
and over. He's like to New York what R. Kelly was to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Nobody's
saying anything, and the people who do say something, they don't believe because he's Diddy.
He went with Kenwood. And if you know, and I'm from
the
North,
he was out there like preying on kids. He was looking for kids.
He was looking for little girls. And I'm from the North Side, and we knew this out here, like where I'm from.
So I can only imagine how New Yorkers was like about Diddy.
They knew. They knew.
And
people.
It's just all these upper echelons of black community. Even we did a video on Keith Lee. They knew good, but he made sure to. He accidentally. It seems more accidental than expose like black fine dining in a certain light, because these upper echelons of black community or black culture and upper echelons of black society has put us in a weird spot where we had to accept a lot of bullshit, and it's left us stagnated as like people and in growth, like as human beings, because not only do they stop new people from coming on the scene, like straight up, like new comics, new political figures, new voices, new restaurants. Now, not only do they bully them off the scene, they just keep the same old faces.
And then every now and then you'll get a new one.
Yeah, a new one that's like in through some weird nepotism type shit.
Something weird, and always one that skyrockets the rest of them.
Yeah,
there's always that one that, and like Katt Williams was saying, at one point it was him and Kevin Hart. Because remember, before Kevin Hart, it was Katt Williams. You saw Katt Williams was
everywhere. And a lot of it what he was saying was really, like, everything he said on his interview, if you watch Katt Williams' Netflix specials, he's been saying it for years. This has been something that, these are his talking points.
To mix the truth in with comedy, it's like...
But that's what comedy is.
Yeah.
It's literally laughing at the pain. Like, it's just like... if I was to tell a story, right, this of something horrible happening to me, like I had my first son, great fucking moment. I you know, I didn't know shit about fucking babies and everything, so I finally take some time to sit and change his diaper and not be a scumbag of a father. And, you know, I'm just sitting there. He's fucking having a gay old time. Like, he's smiling and everything, playing and cooing and whatever. And then, you know, I wipe his, you know, I wipe off everything. Because it's still weird to me, you know, wiping somebody else's penis. Then all of a sudden, poop projectiles right on my face. And I'm like, ah! Because he's my baby boy. So I gotta keep my composure with shit dripping down my face. But I'm just saying, that's comedy. You know, you tell a horrible story, but you know, people find the humor. But that doesn't make it any less true or whatnot.
It's the whole thing. Like it's literally hiding the truth, just in plain sight.
Yeah,
we live in the age of truth. And the internet can be a really crappy place, or the internet can be a really good place for this reason that it's receipts. Not only is he, because remember, we used a while ago, we just thought he was crazy, but now we have receipts. People are pulling up receipts after receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. So you can no longer defame this person. You can't deplatform this person because there's receipts and there's evidence that everything that he is saying, majority of the stuff that he's saying, is truth.
Yep. Like, a little bit exaggerated,
a little bit, you know, but
it's still the truth.
It's like
the truth is the truth.
It's like my thing that I say to them all the time: everything done in the dark comes to light at some point. Yep. No matter what you've done, if it's something horrible, you can only run for so long before it becomes knowledge and before it becomes known. Yep. But I mean, I can, you know, it's just like your boy Steve Harvey, you know.
My hairpiece. I gotta go to my barber.
Nigga. We as black kids, we thought he had the freshest lineup. Cut. Always. Like,
but it wasn't until I was an adult to where I was like, it's too perfect.
It's too perfect.
All the time. It's not real.
It's a hairpiece.
So come on now. We found out as adults, adult men anyway, you know, because then you see hairpieces, and you're like,
then you see hairpieces, which makes me think that he was probably spending about that must have cost a lot. Thousands for back then. Because that was late 90s, mid 2000s.
He's a guy with shit to hide, man. Like that's why I believe everything Katt said about him, because he literally just made rumors of his wife fucking around with a bodyguard disappeared. And mind you, there was like evidence of this shit and everything, and then all of a sudden he just like shut that shit down. Don't you think how quickly he shut that down is suspicious? Don't you think that's suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
He's literally scumbag Steve.
He is scumbag Steve. He's scumbag Steve. Yo, for you guys that are on the internet, you guys are too young to understand what scumbag Steve was, but it was a meme for us boomers.
Yeah. But yeah. But no, after all this, I'm glad everything is low-key getting exposed. Yeah. Because everything got, like I said, there was a stagnation in black culture and high society.
Yeah, a lot of gatekeeping. It's a lot of gatekeeping.
It was real samey.
A lot of the same.
A little bit. A little tired of these fucking same shits.
You know, or you could just get swallowed up.
We can all get swallowed up by TDJs. Now I'm about to show that picture. I'm about to show you guys some nightmare fuel. A little gorilla bent over. Boom.
Oh, Jesus, please don't do that.